Hey squad, TitoBods here, and in today's video, we have an Apex Championship Day 1 group stage results, but this time around I was kind of, surprised with the results and also some of the fights against 200 mil players that I usually don't have any business of defeating. So in this video, I'm going to show you my builds on how my current lineups work and what formation I used and how maybe we defeated some of the players who I cannot really defeat in the arena, especially on my server. And yeah, I'm going to give you all the things that maybe had given me like an advantage in a way, and in the process maybe you can learn something from this video that you can apply on your very own account. So stay with me here, and don't forget to give us love by liking the video and sharing it with your friends. And also, if you're new to the channel, you like this kind of content, please don't forget to give us love by subscribing also and ring that bell so you will always be notified soon as we have a new video just for you guys. And yes, it is another Apex Championship. So we have the qualifiers here. So you can see we are currently at 186 mil. I'm not going to show you guys results of the battles against lower than 150 mil, 160 mil. So we're going to go straight to the higher rankings. But before that, let me just show you our current rank. So we did end up at 4th at 85 points. And wounded, we have a lot of wounded soldiers here at 70k with 70,357. Now that is just for my ranks. Anyway, having said that, let's move on here. So as I've said in the thumbnail and in the description here, we have fought some of the stronger players in 28 that I should have not had any chance of winning, especially in the regular Apex arena. I haven't had any wins against some of them, especially more powered players than me, like 200 mil plus. So yeah, okay, here first off here we have Manuel. So Manuel, let me just shout out to you, brother. I do have good fights against him, so sometimes I do win in the Apex arena, but sometimes when he affects his marches, he also win against me. So it's like a 50-50 when it comes to Manuel. So I think it's on the setup of his own account. So as you can see, we have a little bit of dominance when it comes to his current builds right now, especially we haven't had any of our troops died during this process. Let's see what happens now, and then in a bit I'm going to show you the troops or formation that I'm using. So actually this is the formation. So this is my formation that I am using right now, and it favors the two players or the two heroes in the back. So my Miyamoto and my Pyrrhus. So those are my two current marches. Of course, secondary is Miyamoto. My primary is still Pyrrhus. So yeah. We did have or had an upgrade on our Cyrus since we got our Roland at 5-star now, so he's there. And we got his skills and everything ready, but the equipment or gear of my Cyrus or my pikeman isn't really the best right now, so it's still at level 80s, most of them. So I don't really upgrade their gems or anything like that, especially with the gears. So I'm focused on my two marches, my Pyrrhus and my Miyamoto. So those are my two current marches. So as you can see, we did manage to pull up a good victory against Manuel. It's a good defense on his side though also. So I think it was a turtle formation or stone formation. So it was a stone formation, not a turtle formation. So he was using that, and we are using the square formation, so this one. So what I have was this, but it should be like this. So this is what I have. So this is my troops, and that's what I'm using. So you have a lot of formations to actually use here. And I also did, I think, already mentioned how you want to use your formations depending on your, of course, your build on your lineups. So anyway, let's see what happened with Bodo. So Bodo is one of those players who are really strong at 220 mil. And as you can see, we did manage to get a huge damage from our Pyrrhus here, 353k. But we only had like 56k damage from our Miyamoto here. He was utterly destroyed. So that's what happened in there. Although our Pyrrhus did manage to get a lot of damage out there, some of our troops, or most of our troops, did handed only a few damage. So that's the difference there. So he is one of our strong players here in the server, so kudos to him. So 226 mil, and we have here Mucho. I don't know where he is. He's from 32. Okay, so we are up against Mucho in here. Look at his Miyamoto though, 480,000 damage. Look, let's see what happened here. So his Miyamoto is really good. Oh, I think he didn't choose any formation, to be honest. I think he was not prepared for the qualifiers, or he doesn't care about it. I'm not sure, but he didn't prepare. So if he has any sort of formation, I think we would have lost, I think, but I'm not sure though. Maybe that's just speculation, but maybe we could have lost, so I think we did get that extra buffs from our formation versus him that doesn't have any buffs, really, just rage, I think, in that formation. So I think it was the advantage that we needed to pull off this win, although it was still a good victory because it was well fought. But I just wonder if he has a good formation versus our formation. I think his Miyamoto will deal even more damage with that. But let's see his Miyamoto though. I think his Miyamoto is really strong. Like 480k damage is no easy feat to achieve in that scenario. Look at that, level 13 on all the rings. That is pretty neat. With the mounts, level 60 on his adornments. Look at that, and oh my god, look at also his equipment or gears. Level 1 on all the defense there. Level 1 here also on all the defense. Also here. So he is prioritizing defense in this scenario. So it's really tanky. Honestly speaking, this is a pretty tanky March with all the rings. Plus, of course, whatever he has on his mounts. Because that's level 60. He has Blazing Edge. Wow, that's why his damage is overwhelmingly good. Now, this is a mutual aid. This is a surprise for me. So this is not a resistance, it was a mutual aid and Wavebreaker. So that's pure damage out there. Plus Army Thunder and Overpower, Healing, and Fearless. Oh, this is pretty good. So it's a mutual aid though. Every healing possible there instead of our traditional resistance. Resistance though, you will have a good time on the early seconds of the fight, but you will eventually end up on the exact same damage reduction. But with this one, you have extra healing, so that's what he have gone for. Now this is a pretty huge damage here from your Lagertha, because as you can see, it's 6.2% or 6.12% plus 6.8. It's around like 13% in total for the overall damage reduction of your Lagertha here. Plus here though, the Overpower is kind of okay. It's just 7.6. Blade Sever though, it's not going to have any effect on my or from my troops, because I'm mostly swordsman. I don't have secondary strike skill. So yeah, I think that's good on his side. But I was pretty surprised with this one. Blazing Edge, mythical Blazing Edge, pretty good, and all level 60. Very, very nice. That is pretty good, bro. Like the health is 187%. I think if he had really, if he had that formation, I won't win against this guy. He's pretty tough. He's pretty strong. Now next up we have, let's go with Manny, because Manny here is a freaking stronger, like a lot stronger, because of his Lubu. His Lubu is one of the best Lubus in the game, to be honest. If you're going to check out his Lubu, this is currently his ring. So, but look at the details here. Look at the horses, the mounts. Look at those. Now this is a level 16, a Gallant, mythical Gallant here. This is a level 60 Boiling Blood with a mythical Boiling Blood. Now this is a mythical resistance at level 60 adornment. So as you can see, it's all damage reduction. So these are all Sacred Lily with all the damage reduction plus another resistance in here. So there's 2 resistance there plus only blood, Boiling Blood. It's really, really tanky. Plus max ring here, max ring there. The only ring that is not max is this one. And for those of you guys who still doesn't know, Lofty Mountain is pretty good also in this one. Don't worry about the rings. I'm going to make a video regarding all the rings possible for your Lubu. I'm going to start with the Miyamoto though, but yeah, we're going to touch on that. But that's just his Miyamoto. He also, sorry, that's just his Lubu. He also has a pretty good marches. Like on his Miyamoto side, I don't know if he already did adjusted on the ring, so not yet. As you can see, it's not yet his max though. As you can see, it's not yet his best marches, the swords, because he's focused on the cavalry. But you can see here on his other side, he has a debuffer. A Hannibal is a pretty good debuffer, but he has a let's say he has a hybrid build here, because this is a Robin Hood. This is a hybrid build. This is a pretty tanky march though, even though it's a hybrid. So if your purpose is just to debuff, I think this is a pretty cool march to begin with. If you are you know, curious about this one, or you're wondering how to build a Hannibal, I have a video just for you guys, and I will leave down the link in the description so that you can check out a Hannibal build that is meant for debuffs and assistance on your Apex Arena or Apex Championship. It's kind of different from this build though, but it works exactly the same, but maybe in a bit better way. So we also have here his Miyamoto, or sorry, Ramesses build. It's pretty strong, but I don't think he has the max rings in here also. As you can see, it's not his forte. So his forte really is his Lubu, and it pretty much does all or most of the heavy lifting for the damage. And for those of you guys who doesn't know, your Hannibal here will take up all your damage, will reduce all of your damage, and will debuff you to hell. So yeah, that's a pretty good march there. So I don't think I have won against Manny in a year now. Since he wailed or crackened up, since he crackened up, I think I never won after that one. So before we had like 50-50 on fights, but since he crackened up, I don't think I have won a single match against him after that. Now, next up, we have our Mel farm here. I sometimes win, but very rarely on the regular Apex Arena against our Mel. So I think we had a good well, use of the formation in here. So let's see. So he has a 214 mil power. So he was using a stone formation. So this is a stone formation. So let's see what happens during the fight. He has an archer and a Lubu, which I think is mostly my weakness for my troops, because Lubus are regular weakness of my troops, and then you add in a regular counter, which is an archer. So I think I had a pretty low chance of winning against this march. That's why, you know, in the regular arena fights, I never really won that much. So sometimes I do win, but not every single time. So yeah, as you can see, my Pyrrhus is the only troop remaining in the field. So we did do a pretty good you know, sustain during this time. So it's really a good one that we have been using Pyrrhus with Confucius and Jubilian. So I felt better when my Confucius maxed out at 5 stars. So it really provides a lot of damage. Look at that, 578k. So, you know, this is pretty much unpredictable, because your Pyrrhus or my Pyrrhus isn't really made for that. I mean, like, you know, Pyrrhus is pretty much unpredictable in every facet of the game. So here we got Lichni. So Lichni is mostly focused on his pikeman. So as you can see, we are a natural counter to the pikeman, and most of our damage came from our Miyamoto in here. So he has a lot of, you know, pikemen in there, and his best or her best troop is the Cyrus. You can see it's a pretty tanky Cyrus. I just want to show you his build on his Cyrus, because to be honest, it's pretty damn strong. This is his build with his Cyrus with a metal. I think, you know, for me, I would need or love to have you know, retribution in here, fearless retribution instead of a metal, because you already have a lot of healing with the golden odyssey here, plus the knight's anthem, plus your Oliphant and Devout Radiance. I don't think you need more, but yeah, that's why he is pretty tanky with the Judgment also here, Judgment Ring. And oh, it's almost level 40 on his what do you call this ring again? On his Messenger of Destruction. So yeah, I mean, like, how many levels are there? Oh, he already leveled it up to 1 star, mythical 1 star on those. Okay, so I think all of his investments are in this march. So let's see if the others have those investments. This one doesn't have, but it does give you a boost. This one also doesn't have. He's using still an old, you know, Miyamoto build, but you know, it's not his main, so it doesn't really matter, to be honest. We also have here which is this other one? He has another pikeman, right? Like this one. Okay. This is the traditional secondary Swiss pikeman also. So this is the traditional, you know, build for your current tactician pikeman, but The only downside is the rings, though. His current rings are low level, I think. No, not I think, that I see, I mean. Plus, just level 1 also on the AoEM. But yeah, I mean, like, it's a pretty good March, though, the new tactician. So if you are curious about my current build on those, I will also leave a link down below regarding the new tactician marches. And I have a pretty good, tactician pikeman build that is a hybrid. So if you're curious also about that, it's a members only video, but I'm also going to leave a link down below so that you can see or judge if it's worth your time. Anyway, we also have here Adulina. So I never won against Adulina, to be honest. She is like one of our kings or queens in the server, and I don't really win against her, not mostly. I mean, like, never, to be honest, in the regular arena. That's why I am really surprised that I won this time around. And I think it's because she doesn't have any troop formation. So if that's the case, I think she could have won if she has at least the stone formation on this build, because his troops or her troops are really strong. Like, look at all that. Anyway, let me just check first his troops. Okay, those are mythical. So almost all of his troops are already on mythical, and undeniably way stronger than me, especially on the regular arena. So yeah, now let's see what happened in the battle. So yeah, look at that. She doesn't have any formations with her, but yeah, it's quite interesting that I still won. But it's because of the buffs of the formation. So yeah. All right, so our pikemen here are almost dead right away. Oh, so it's dead. And now Ramesses is quite okay. He's still doing okay. Miyamoto is falling apart. Okay, so Ramesses is now dead. Okay, 1v3. Pyrrhus against the world. Okay, I think if Lubu there survived longer, I think we could have lost that easily. So if his Lubu is on a good formation, it's in the end. Since I think his Lubu is one of his best, I think we never could have won that fight. Yeah, that's honestly it. I think let's see, is this his best formation? I'm not sure. So no, it's not his Lubu. Let's see what his best formation is. I'm kind of curious what his best formation is. So that's not it for sure. Oh, I think it's this. Let's see. Do they have... No, it's not this. Is it the Miyamoto? Okay, let me see. Okay, I think it's the Miyamoto, because this is a level 60. It's pretty nice you have a bedrock plus overpower. This is level 1 though. Okay, this is level 32. Okay, I think she wasn't able to change his rings though. Or not his rings, but his mount and the adornments. But anyway, yeah, I think there's only some technicalities wherein she wasn't prepared for the fight, or he wasn't prepared for the fight. But if he or she does or did had any chance to prepare, I think we would have never won. So those are the story of the qualifiers for me today, and tomorrow we're going to fight a lot of stronger player than us. We have Varane. I think I never won against him because he's in our server. Look at that, he is one of the strongest players in our server. And this guy Banocles, bro, like, we have Balkali. Oh my god, I'm going to be stumped by tomorrow. Banocles, I never won against Banocles after he crackened up. And Baal, bro, I never won against Baal. I only won against Baal way back when he is not yet a Kraken. So after Banocles cracking up, also after Baal crack, I never did won any single fight. So Manuel again here, we have Commander, Hagin again. Okay, so I think those two are the most or the strongest player, and also Varane, the strongest player that we're going to go up against tomorrow. So good luck to me. But anyway, squad, I think that's it for today. How about you guys? What are your experience on the first day of the Apex Championship? Do you have a surprise win against stronger players than you? If you have something like that, please do leave a comment down below and tell me your story on your Apex Championship. Or if you have any thoughts, questions, or whatever, please do leave a comment also down below, and you know me, we're going to talk about it. And if you like the video and you want to know more, please do like this and share it with your friend. And if you're new to the channel, you like this kind of content, please do give us love by subscribing. It really helps the channel a lot. And ring that bell so you will always be notified as soon as we have a new video like this one just for you guys. If you want to see more content like this, click on the video on your screen right now and go check it out. And as always, squad, have a great day too, everyone. This is your TitoBods, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.